What if the man you loved, married, and had a child with never really existed? Rockefeller, one of America's richest and most powerful names. Rich, brilliant, mysterious, the perfect man. But behind the charm was something much darker, a trail of lies, a missing body. And one day, a kidnapping in broad daylight. This is the story of a brilliant boss woman who was manipulated emotionally, physically, even sexually. She lost everything to a ghost man made entirely of lies. She married a ghost. And that ghost was a killer who betrayed her love with murder. She had it all: intelligence, ambition, success, but someone was about to take it all away. Sandra Louise Boss graduated from Stanford University in 1986 at 22 and earned her MBA from Harvard Business School by 28. Soon after, she joined McKinsey and Company, one of the world's most elite consulting firms. By her early 30s, she was managing multi-million-dollar projects for Fortune 500 companies, advising CEOs, traveling across continents, earning over $2 million a year. Boston was her home. Sophisticated, focused, unstoppable. On the surface, she had everything most people dreamed of: success, wealth, respect. But beneath that polished exterior, there was a quiet yearning. She craved connection, something real. At a social event in New York, Sandra met a man who immediately captured her attention. Tall, confident, with a charm that felt timeless, an old money accent, an effortless way of moving through the room. He introduced himself as Clark Rockefeller, claiming ties to the famous family. He said he was 36, a few years older than Sandra, and spoke of yachts, rare art, European travels, and inherited wealth. He claimed he didn't work. The family trust supported him entirely. Strange at times? Even a little awkward, yet quietly fascinating. He intrigued Sandra. To her, this man was more than mysterious. He was magnetic, intelligent, sophisticated, a spark she hadn't realized she was missing. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, she found herself drawn to him and to the world he promised. Eventually, she would give everything to this man. Sandra Louise Boss, already a rising star at McKinsey Company. Yet, behind her success, she craved something deeper: connection, intimacy, a life beyond work. Then came Clark, from the Rockefeller family with a vast trust fund and old money pedigree. Eccentric, magnetic, and strangely compelling, he drew Sandra in instantly. Sometimes his stories were even stranger. He told her he had ties to national security, that he'd worked with the CIA, done sensitive work abroad, and couldn't share details for her safety. He spoke in hushed tones, serious and convincing. She never pressed. Coffee turned into late-night talks. Conversations about art, life, and the universe stretched for hours. He made her laugh, challenged her thoughts, and made her feel seen. Yet certain things were odd. He had no bank card, no driver's license, no clear job. He waved it off as security precautions, something about threats tied to his family. Logic told her to question it. Heart told her to believe. She chose to follow her heart. Emotionally intense, sometimes distant, yet always drawing her back. Their bond deepened. Then it became physical. Sandra, who had built walls in the corporate world, let herself surrender to love, to trust, to desire. Weekend getaways, nights in fancy hotels, or rentals booked under odd names. She followed him willingly. No family, no friends, no introductions. Just the two of them, wrapped in a private world that felt infinite. Sandra gave herself completely, body, mind, heart. She distanced from friends, drifted from colleagues, let Clark's world consume her own. He made her feel special, chosen, loved. She stopped asking questions, even when they should have been obvious. He said he had no birth certificate, that he had to move frequently, that he couldn't be photographed, and still, she believed him. In early 1995, a potential pregnancy brought clarity. Not long after, Clark proposed. Simple, private, no diamond rings or grand gestures. Just him asking for her hand. She said yes. Sandra, 32, believed she'd found the missing piece of her life. A man who didn't need her wealth. A man who made her feel alive. They married quietly that year. No guests, no family, not a single Rockefeller attended. Behind the gentle smile of her new husband, however, lay a man hiding everything. If you've been with us this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next story. He took over her life, one quiet step at a time. After their private 1995 wedding, Sandra Louise Boss, a rising star at McKinsey Company, appeared to have it all: a thriving career, a seemingly devoted husband, and a promising future. But behind closed doors, her reality began to shift. Clark subtly imposed his control. He discouraged socializing, gradually isolating Sandra from friends and colleagues. Framed as elite discretion and the Rockefeller way, it felt reasonable. Until the distance from those who genuinely cared left her alone in their manufactured world. He assumed command over their finances, insisting he knew how to protect generational wealth. Even though Sandra earned millions, he told her to focus on work while he managed the family business. Blinded by love, trust, and the intimacy they shared, she ceded more than just her heart. Her world narrowed to Clark alone. No friends, no relatives, no trace of a past, no verifiable proof that he was who he claimed. Sandra's sharp intellect, forged at Stanford and Harvard, became quietly trapped. His control disguised as protection, his lies cloaked in tradition, and she rationalized the secrecy as safety. Yet beneath the surface, a hollow void grew, and she was profoundly alone. Motherhood intensified both love and fear. When Ray was born, Sandra's devotion deepened. Clark claimed he would manage the child while she traveled for work. Initially, it seemed practical, even comforting, but cracks appeared. Clark dictated every parenting decision. Ray couldn't attend daycare, couldn't appear in public too often, all allegedly to protect the Rockefeller name. Documents, birth certificates, medical records? He refused. His answers were cryptic.
National security. You don't need to know everything.
National security is involved. The explanation sounded absurd. Yet by now, Sandra no longer trusted her own instincts. The man who spoke of rare art, secret embassies, and family trusts had no proof of any Rockefeller connection, no photos, no IDs, no past acquaintances. Finally, Sandra turned to a private investigator, quiet, tense, hopeful. She asked the question that had begun to haunt her. The answer shattered her world. There was no record, no history, no Clark Rockefeller. The man she had married did not exist. She had built a brilliant career, traveled the world, and mastered every challenge life threw at her. Yet one quiet man, with perfect manners and perfect lies, slipped past every defense she had. Intimacy made her trust him. Loneliness made her believe him. And she never questioned a single story. But motherhood changed everything. The moment Ray entered her world, Sandra finally began looking beyond the charm, beyond the fairy tales, beyond the man she thought she knew. And when she searched for the truth, it broke her completely. Was he really a Rockefeller? A CIA asset? A man with national security secrets? Or someone far more dangerous than all his stories combined? Who was Clark Rockefeller, really? And what will Sandra do now that the world she lived in has collapsed? To know what happens next, don't forget to subscribe and watch Part 2, coming next week.